have a favorite museum? Steve and I definitely do. Growing up in large cities of Chicago and Philadelphia, we loved going to museums. We often went to museums on field trips. My all-time favorite since I was a little girl is the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago, while Steve's favorite is the Heart Institute in Philadelphia. In Atlanta, our all-time favorite museum is the Atlanta History Center. That one is definitely one of the best museums. You will need a good solid day to go through there. So you might want to even take 2 days because they have 2 houses that you could go through in the back, the Swan House and a second house. The day we were there, the second house was closed. The Swan House itself takes a while to go through. They also added the Cyclorama since we've been there. We have not been there in about 10 years, and they added the Cyclorama during that time. That's a huge 3D reenactment of the Civil War. Definitely worth seeing. Now, when we were there, we went up there at 3 o'clock, which was their last show. And we stood there, and we waited, and then finally I asked him, man, working there, when does it start? He's like, it's not starting. The projector broke, but he wasn't going to offer that information to us until we asked. The one thing we found is that the museum is not as well visited as it used to be. People just don't go to museums. When I was working in schools, I found that most of the children in schools had never been to one museum. And I think what a travesty. We've had the opportunity to go to so many. When our kids were growing up, we joined a museum membership that honored all the museums throughout the country. And as we traveled with Steve as he was working. We were able to see museums in different cities. That's where we saw museums in Boston, New York, San Diego, San Francisco, as well as Knoxville, Asheville, Macon, just all over. So we've always enjoyed museums. And to go to the Atlanta History Center this year, we joined the AHS, the American Horticultural Society. It was $50 to join, very affordable. And it is free to go to other gardens. And since they consider the Atlanta History Center as having a garden, we got in free there. You do have to check the list of what places are included in the membership. I was shocked to learn that the Atlanta History Center was included because it is $24 for one person to get in. If you're over 65, it is $20. So it would have cost us $44 for the one visit. But with our membership, we got them free. So now if we just go to one more place, we're ahead on this membership, and we just joined. So we are planning on going to several different gardens, and we're going to maximize this membership. We're so excited we did it. We just happened to find it by a fluke. We've never heard of it. It just popped up somehow on my computer. I had never heard of this society that you can join for only $50 and see different gardens. As we get older, we are enjoying things that older people enjoy, such as gardens and birds and things like that, things that we never really took the time to appreciate as we were so busy. As a young couple with a family, we just never appreciated the simple things in life. But this museum, let's go back to the Atlanta History Center. What we loved, it's just so incredibly large. I'd have to say Steve's favorite was the Studebaker car in front of the Swan House. He loved that car, and I took a picture of him, and he looks like he's touching it, but he's not, because we honor the sign that says do not touch. So he got close, but didn't touch it, but that's his favorite. Whereas my favorite, I love the spiral staircase. It almost made me dizzy looking up and looking down it. It's just gorgeous. The house was built in 1928, the same as the Fox Theater in Atlanta. I get the impression the 20s were a roaring time before the Great Depression hit in Atlanta. So this History Center includes history of America, not just Atlanta. It has the Civil War history, which we did a Civil War tour back in the summer. Back over the past year, we've gone to Civil War sites from the start of the Civil War to the end of the Civil War. Be sure to check out those videos. Those links are in the description, as well as places in between. We love to learn about the Civil War, and this History Center has a whole section devoted to the Civil War, the uniforms, the bullets, the guns, any number of things in the Civil War. just have to check it out. There's a huge train that wasn't there before. It was called the Texas. It wasn't there 10 years ago. We have some information about the Olympics, which we lived in Atlanta when the Olympics took place. Before the Olympics, Atlanta was not as big as it is. That really caused Atlanta to explode once the Olympics were here. We did do a video on the aquarium, which is in Centennial Park, which is where the Olympics were, part of the Olympics were held. Atlanta just has so much to offer. We love the Fox Theater. We love visiting Fox. It's a beautiful, beautiful old theater built in 28, like I said. And if you look up at the ceilings are amazing in these old houses and things. They really put a lot into it. Today, I don't know when they quit that, but most people don't look up, but you see so much detail and just beautiful workmanship in these ceilings. So other things at the museum included some of the sad history, the KKK and Leon Frank. That was sad times in history. Old barbershops, Inman Park. The Inmans owned the Swan House. So much. You just sit back, relax. I added some lively music to the video. Enjoy it. And be sure, if you are in Atlanta, be sure and visit the Atlanta History Center. And if you could join that membership, that virtually pays for itself. I mean, if you think you're interested in gardens and want to go to some other places, check out what they offer as a reciprocal agreement and see if it's worth it for you to join. Steve is working today, but he will be here next time.
Oh
enjoyed today's video, please give us a thumbs up as we work hard to make lots of videos on many different topics. Check out some of the other ones. We have health issues, diet, exercise, our Zen garden that we're getting ready to redo this spring, hiking. We just love to hike. Our dog Sierra and our search for a second dog. So many different things as we age and are seeking to find more and more to fulfill the rest of our lives.
Speed to the city streets, we began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young, it has just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. The morning is the afternoon, we lay awake in bed. The laughs so loud as the hours pass, we're gonna do it all again. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull stars from the sky, just two hearts.
Until we see you again, take it easy.